Okay, so you're a music producer and you just feel stuck at the moment. Keep playing the same progression over and over. I'm here to tell you there's a system you can learn that you can be able to overcome that obstacle. I'm going to teach you these steps in the way that you can understand, and hopefully by the end of this, you should be able to upgrade on your music production skill. If you're a producer and you want to learn about this, let's get into it right now. Okay, so we kind of briefly touched on this before. This is a thing that blows every producer's mind. 2 keys, same 7 notes. One sounds like summer, one sounds like a dark rhythm. Once you understand why, you hear music completely different, okay? So you have C major and A minor have the same 7 notes, okay, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, okay? Whether you play it in minor or you play it in major, doesn't matter. A minor, all. Then you got C major. All playing the same notes. Right? The only difference is the home, is where you land at home, okay? So in the C major scale, you normally land home on the C, which is there. And in the A minor, you normally land home on the A, okay? How to find relative minors. To find the relative minor of any key, you count 6 notes of the scale, okay? So to work that out, okay, so if we're in the C major, okay, and if you're in the key of C, and you want to find the relative minor, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is A. These scales are relative to each other. So you got the C major scale, and then you have the minor scale, okay? If you're in C sharp and you want to work out the relative minor for C sharp, you count 6 notes down. That major scale will be playing the same notes as the minor scale. So there's something I want to talk about. Okay, so I personally always work from the major number system. This is if you're working in the major number system. C will equal to 1, D will equal to 2, E will equal to 3, F will equal to 4, G will equal to 5, A will equal to 6, and B will be the 7, okay? The minor is slightly different, which would be A will be 1, B will be 2, C will be 3, D will be 4, E will be 5, F will be 6, G will equal 7. So me, personally, I'm just used to working from here. You won't find me working here. I wish I can, okay, but it's just easy for me to work from here. So you guys might not understand what I'm trying to say here, because if you're quite new to music, this will be completely foreign to you in a way, but it's just something to bear in mind, okay? We do like to work a number system when we're talking in music, and it's just easier for us to work out stuff in a way, okay? So in dancehall, which is some of the music I like to produce, okay? So you have the bright rhythms, and then you have the dark rhythms, okay? The bright rhythms use the same theory, just different homes, okay? So if we go back here, in the C major scale, home will normally be the C, and in the minor scale, you normally be home in the A. But it's the same, all of these play the same notes, all the same notes, it's just different home or different, you know what I mean, place you return home, okay? For an example, you have the song Summertime by Vybz Kartel. It's in E major, I think it is, and home is normally the E major, okay? And then you have The minor keys, which is A minor or G minor, you normally have these dark rhythms. It doesn't matter what key you're in, once it's a minor, you know what I mean, it's normally songs a bit dark, okay? You know what I mean, once you understand this, you should be able to switch between, you know, both worlds, and you should be able to do that effectively, okay? So let's just hear how C major sounds. That song's a bit... Notice how that song's a bit happy, okay? So it's all about going back to the home. We land back on the major there. C major. The home note is C. It sounds bright and happy and sunny. Okay, so if you want to make like a happy type vibe, like a summer type vibe, you know, something that uplifting and makes your spirit like uplift, we normally work in this major scale, or our home is normally coming back to the first note in the major, or the first chord, whatever you want to say. Now let's play the A minor. So we have the A, and the minor scale for that will be as I mentioned before, you have switching between happy and a bit more aggressive with the minors. So you got then you got dark. Then you go happy. Then back dark. Yeah, that's how you can come up with different feelings in your music. You got the minor scale, which is, you know, sound a bit dark. So your home is normally the A, which is the sixth note in the scale. So the relative minor from C will be A, and that's the minor. So you play the A minor scale there, which is the same notes as C major. Bit confusing, I know, okay, but you get used to it. So this is normally dark and heavy and emotional, and then you have the C major scale, which is D, E, F, G, A, B, which is normally bright and happy. So what are relative keys? Relative keys share the same 7 notes, but have different home notes, okay? The home note decide whether the music feels major, bright, or minor, dark, okay? So just to explain that, you have the relative key pairs. So the relative key pair for C major will be A minor. Relative to G major will be E minor. Relative to D major will be B minor. Relative to F major will be D minor. Relative to B flat major will be G minor. Relative to E flat major will be C minor. Okay, so 7 notes, home decides everything. All right, count to 6 notes of any major scale. Okay, and that's how you find out the relative minor or major. Okay, so C major, count 6 notes up. Bam, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the relative there. G, which would be E. D, 6 notes up from D major will be B minor. F major, 6 notes up will be D minor. Okay, so let's say that again. C, 6 notes up from that will be A minor. 6 notes up from G major will be E minor. 6 notes up from D major will be B minor. 6 notes up from that will be D minor. Okay, the number system side by side. Okay, now we're gonna go into the realm of playing chords in a way. I don't want you to get too confused with this, but I need you to understand it as well. Okay, in the number system, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to teach this system here, C major system, okay? I don't want you to get confused over because I don't want to confuse you guys. So just leave that for now. Just so you can understand what it is, okay? So you have the C major system, which is home is C, and the numbers from C. So how to work out the numbers from the C major system? C will be 1, D will be 2, E will be 3, F will be 4, G will be 5, A will be 6. So C, that's the 1, that's the 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to the 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. In the A minor system, so the 1 will be A, the 2 will be B, 3 will be, the 4 will be, the 5 will be, 6, back to the 1. Sorry, 7, sorry, back to the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So this is the world of music production. So you got the bright tracks, you got the heavy tracks, or if you produce in dancehall type of thing, you got the summertime rhythms, and you got the dark rhythms. So bright rhythms, so we're gonna play these chords here. For bright rhythm, you have E, A, C sharp, minor, and B, okay? So the first chord will be C, will be E, A, C sharp, minor, and then B. Back home. See? Now let's try it in A minor, okay? So we got the chord F, D, A minor, E minor. So F, D minor, A minor, E minor. Okay? song's a bit dark. When you come to this chord right here, it makes you feel like you want to go back here, innit? So what we covered today, okay, was relative keys. So every major key has a relative minor sharing the same notes, okay? Remember we went through that, okay? And then we talked about the 6-note rule, which to find the 6th note, we count 6 notes up from the major root to find the relative minor, okay? We went and did C major and A minor, same notes, okay, different home equals different world, okay. Picking one system, which I say I prefer to work in the major number system, just because most musicians operate from that realm. So once I understood that major and minors are like the same 7 notes, I start thinking of them as different things, okay. It's just all one family, just all the same notes. It just depends on where you're coming home and where you're gonna, choose to come home when you're playing your chord progressions, okay? That's what makes the difference, okay? The next thing we're gonna learn, okay, is the number system, okay? I'm gonna obviously try and demonstrate that so you guys can have a good understanding how to work out this system and why it's helpful for you guys. Right, so that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video today. I hope you guys learned at least something. I know some of you are visual type individuals, so if you're a person like that, maybe you would like to consider having the 12 key to your systems. In this system I break down like how to play chords, the different inversions, or maybe you're a dancehall producer, you would like to have like a chord diagram in terms of working out the theory behind forming these chords. Maybe it's something you can just put on your desk and then you can quickly grab when you're making music. It's there for you if you want to take it, okay? Thanks again for watching this video and I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, see you in the next video.